On a scale of 1 to 10, my faith is now plunged to a 1. I have a 1 left in faith for these Spurs to win this series. I will stick with my pre-series prediction that the Spurs will win in 7 games in a close 7th game in San Antonio, a very close 7th game. But at this point, after what I saw last night and in Game 3, I would not bet a nickel on it. And I must tell you, I will be surprised. I might even go to I will be shocked if the Spurs now rebound to win this series. Because once again last night, Stephen A., I saw a team that was overmatched and demoralized against an Oklahoma City team that, with Serge Ibaka, has now won all 6 of the games they have played against Ibaka this year. And my problem is, none of those 6 games have even been competitive. And I must say, last night, and I'm just being honest with you, I thought that game effectively ended when the Oklahoma City Thunder jumped up 34-24 after Westbrook stole the ball from Bellinelli. I don't know if we have this play. And Serge Ibaka got a break dunk out of it to give them a 10-point lead. I told Ernestine, and she will text you and attest to this, at that moment, this game is over. And I told her at this moment, these Spurs are in trouble to win this series. Pop didn't throw in the towel until 5:33 remained in the 3rd quarter. But think about that. His best players had fallen behind by 25 points in a game that I told you yesterday, Mr. Smith, that they at least had to, for psychological purposes, be competitive in for 4 quarters. 5:33. He didn't just put in the 2nd string. He put in the 3rd string because he was playing for Thursday's Game 5. So, Stephen A., now that Ibaka has returned, and you doubted that, you wondered how healthy he would look last night. He still looked pretty healthy to me. He changes the whole world for them. Last night, he's such a rim protector, patrolling the paint, that Westbrook and all the perimeter defenders overplayed and suffocated, gambled and suffocated the Spurs shooters on the perimeter. They look hapless on offense now. And obviously, once Durant and Westbrook get going and the threat of Ibaka stepping out off the pick and roll and making jump shots, it was a parade to the rim and the foul line. Coach Herman Edwards asked me in the hall coming in here, why don't they ever knock Westbrook down? And I said, Coach, they've never played that way. It's not San Antonio's style. I didn't see any pushback. I didn't see much fight in the Spurs last night. And I must tell you, I don't expect to see a whole lot of fight in them in Game 5.
I'll say it's more like a 3. And the reason why is because I still believe the winner of Game 5 wins this series. And it's on San Antonio's home court. And they are exceptional at making adjustments and adapting to difficult times. Not against Oklahoma City, against everybody else. But they're going to have to figure out a way to do it against Oklahoma City. There is no doubt about that. Russell Westbrook, I've said it on many occasions, he is unstoppable, and he may be the greatest athletic point guard that we have ever seen.
Yep.
Steve Kerr was making the point last night that next after LeBron James, Russell Westbrook is number 2 as the most athletic dude in the NBA. A healthy Derrick Rose would have been in that conversation, but he's not because he's been injured. And that leaves us with Russell Westbrook, who was flat out unstoppable. And we have now discovered, not that we didn't know this before, but it has been cemented that Tony Parker's kryptonite is Russell Westbrook. Because Russell Westbrook being on that floor, being in constant attack mode, being the pit bull that he is, just seems to be a bit too much for Tony Parker. And obviously when Tony Parker is a bit thrown off track, everything is affected by the San Antonio Spurs. Then you also have something that we have to take time to give Scott Brooks a load of credit here. Not just starting Reggie Jackson, not just playing Jeremy Lamb a lot and getting his energy, at least on the defensive end of the floor, when Reggie Jackson hurt his ankle, but also making sure to have Ibaka in the game at times with Steven Adams, because the Spurs don't have an answer for that. Tim Duncan and Tiago Splitter apparently are not an answer for that. And Kawhi Leonard, over the last 3 games, has been a virtual no-show. This is the future of the franchise. A guy that we all praise as being incredibly gifted, waiting for the baton to be handed to him. And he seems ill-equipped to handle it. 3 for 9 shooting, 10 points, that's anemic, especially when you're allowing Kevin Durant to shoot 50% from the field and drop 31 on you without a single turnover in 41 minutes. Where is Kawhi Leonard? Listen, we can look at father time, we can look at age and attrition or what have you, but in the end, Tim Duncan is Tim Duncan. You know, he needs help. And Tiago Splitter's not going to give it to him.
Thank you.
And Kawhi Leonard was supposed to. So I'm looking at this right now, and the reason why I still hold out hope is because, Skip, again, whether it was last night or whether it's the games remaining, I've got to see Ibaka last to believe it. Remember, I would have picked OKC to win this series if Serge Ibaka were healthy. He wasn't. He didn't play in the first 2 games, which is why I went with San Antonio. He's been back the last 2. I don't know how long he can last, even though I don't know why I'm feeling that way, because the man has played over 30 minutes in both games that he's been back. But I'm still thinking that he's going to be limited somewhat, and they are an entirely different team on the road. But the combination of Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green being virtual no-shows in Oklahoma City is just as profound as Tony Parker getting schooled by Russell Westbrook. And in the end, it comes down to this for me. Game 5 will decide this series. Whoever wins it wins the series.